The Old Mutual joBerg2c, delivered by Avis Van Rental and Telkom. 6 days down, 3 to go at the Old Mutual joBerg2c. We head into day 7 with a slightly more relaxed vibe here. It's a shorter day from Glencairn down to McKenzie Club, 82 kilometers, and a day that many people know very, very well. Also, their batch starts today because it's single track heaven today. Really is fantastic. So the riders will start early, that's the A batch, but those of us who are a little bit further back in the field are going to enjoy breakfast before getting onto the start line. But right now, it is those racing snakes who are heading away from Glencairn. With a Drakensberg behind us, stage 7 takes us due east as we head into the timber and dairy belt of KwaZulu Natal. This day is legendary for its great single track. The names are world renowned. After Oak Lane, it's the Pines and many more, all designed for minimum braking and maximum pleasure. Mossback Dam's floating bridge is a highlight, and the gradient is clearly evident as we wind through the shady forests around Donnybrook. Fresh dung and healthy herds of dairy cows is a sure sign that the finish at McKenzie Club and a warm welcome is literally up the road. A spectacular morning as the riders headed away from Glencairn. The pride of Nelspruit, Nico Bell and Gavi Combring had a 5-minute and 2-second lead over Cape Raiders, Johan Rabi and HB Creer. They in third place Thuli Paiga TIB were among the lead group as they emerged from the first of the single track sections at McGilligaddies. The pace was high and the lead group was being stretched. On a day with a high percentage of technical riding, focus, skill and luck were likely to be race deciding. In the Lanham Love mixed race, things were boiling up nicely with just 15 minutes separating the top 3 teams, and all were present and correct in the right place early on. The lead group was 4 teams strong. Hanko Kachhofer and Peter Seifert of Altec Karen Beef were in there, as well as solo first and second Beneke and McFall. Dorma USN's Lil and Neetling were getting stronger in the mixed as the race progressed. Early category leaders Grant Usher and Amy McDougall were third and chasing hard to close the gap to Lil and Neetling. Valencia women, Henriette Skuman and Sam Sanders were again on a make no mistakes mission today. On the new Jared's Jive single track after Oak Lane, it was down to 2 teams, NAD and Telkom. Clearly intent on increasing their overall lead rather than defending it, Combrick and Bell attacked up the view climb and opened up a 30-second advantage over Team Telkom as they approached the PG Bison floating bridge over the Mossbank Dam. The NAD pairs wake the first to disturb the clear, tranquil waters as they cruised over the pallets. Telkom, though, were able to close the gap after Bell punctured on a bridge. In the mixed, Lil and Neetling of Dorma USN had got away from their rivals and led up Bowman's climb after Waterpoint 2. Amy McDougall and Grant Usher of Valencia Lanham Love were about 6 minutes back in second place. And GC leaders Labuskachny and Williamson of the bicycle company Mitas a further 30 seconds back. Into Eastwell's Dairy Farm, 4 kilometers from the finish, and Telkom and NAD were back together again. And it was Johan Rabi and HB Creer who took the win for Team Telkom in 3 hours and 3 minutes, whilst NAD's Bell and Combrick ensured their GC position was secure by finishing on their wheels. Lil and Neetling duly collected their 3rd stage win in the Lanham Love Mixed in 3 hours and 14 minutes. No real change in the GC, with NAD leading by 5 minutes and 1 second. Darren Lil and Candace Neetling moved to within 7 minutes and 42 seconds of Lanham Love Mixed leaders Labuskachny and Williamson, who were 3rd on the stage, 30 seconds behind Usher and McDougall. The City Lodge Masters is a tour de force for the Cycle Lab Masters Greg Anderson and Dion Kruger. Despite finishing 5th on the day, the Muller brothers of Team Robert Daniels still lead the City Lodge Vets. A 2nd stage win by Shane Burke and Thomas Holden puts them just 1 minute and 25 seconds ahead of Team Lucidity. The Valencia women's Skuman and Sanders won their 6th stage and lead by over an hour. Calvin Beneke added just under 7 minutes to his solo men's lead, and a big fall by Jane Seggy saw her lose 17 minutes to Patsy Heim in the solo women's race. Roger Fullergood and Barry Hawke have an hour and a half's lead in the Tread Buffalo race, and Marko Zop flies the Croatian flag high in the solo Buffalo event.
Old Mutual has a real affinity towards endurance. We're involved in a lot of sponsorship around endurance events through running and through cycling. And I think as Chief Executive, it's great to actually have the opportunity to take part and to actually show and understand the real commitment that and what it means to actually participate in an event like that.
With Millie Potato and Beef Farms behind us, day 7 was a meander through one of the biggest dairy producing regions in South Africa. Cows are revered in these parts, and due deference was given to the well-nourished and nurtured animals. Of course, it was a smorgasbord of single track, adding to the rich variety of riding we've experienced over the last week. While some tracks were familiar to regulars on the race, there were enough new trails carved lovingly out of the hillside to make even the most experienced of riders' faces light up with one-track-minded delight. The butterflies flew in tight formation over Mossbank's legendary PG Bison floating bridge. Once feared, it says much for the improved skill levels of all the riders that we didn't have a single swimmer all day. Let's enjoy the ride with Cape Town band Albert and Bungalow.
People really look forward to the last 3 days. It's brilliant single track. Glenn's done amazing work over the years, and I really look forward to the last 3 days. Are really a real highlight on the Old Mutual joBerg2c.
We all were in it together. Traditionally, Farmer Glenn has done Sana to Sea, and Gary has done Berg and Bush, and I've been involved on day 1 to 3. But I think we realised that we need to keep improving our landscape, we need to keep improving our routes and think it through. We don't just want to put cars on district roads and say that's our mountain bike route. It's not the way we do it. Or even some sort of farm roads where they don't make sense. We actually go out and try to find the best route possible.
The Old Mutual joBerg2c is about so much more than the ride. It's about bringing like-minded people from all over the world together in a chilled environment to experience South Africa's rural riding and hospitality.
È la prima volta che vengo in Sudafrica, è la prima volta che faccio la joBerg2c e sono assolutamente entusiasta della gara, dell'organizzazione e di tutto quello che è il contorno dell'organizzazione e il feeling che si sente tra la gente.
Ci sono posti così belli e emozionanti che durante la gara mi sono fermato spesso a fare fotografie, perdendo immancabilmente il gruppo.
The racing is always intense, and none more so than in the Lanham Love Mixed, but as soon as they cross the line, the weapons are buried and the vibe is as chilled as it should be.